everyone, welcome to a new video. David and I are in Brisbane, Australia, and I just want to show you the this gorgeous, it's an ibis bird. This is it's like sort of like our I wouldn't say pigeon, but they're quite popular, just kind of hanging around. Anyway, yeah, we're in Brisbane. We arrived here a couple of days ago. But I'm just showing you this map now because we're going to do a little bit of a walk. Can you just point where we are, David, so that
around there.
We're right around there, and then we're going to do, can you just point, just do the little,
follow the pink line.
Yeah, we're going to follow the pink line for a little bit, and then we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we've experienced so far here in Brisbane. So we're starting that little walk, but you can see here, this is an open pedestrian mall, and it's quite busy, as you can see. So we've been in a few shops already, but so I'll tell you a little bit about the beginning of our story. So we are here in, well, we're here in Australia, and then we're going to New Zealand, and then we're going to Fiji. We're here for 2 months, for all of February and all of March 2025. But our adventure started at the airport. We were supposed to leave last Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we got to the airport around 10 o'clock. And then the flight was postponed until 4, and then it was canceled. So we spent the night at the airport at Pearson. Sorry. We flew
To Vancouver.
We flew to Vancouver on Wednesday night instead of, we were supposed to go from Vancouver and then here to Australia. But the Australian trip was canceled, but we were able to reschedule to get to Vancouver and then depart from Vancouver the following day. So we arrived in Vancouver and ended up spending the night at, there's a hotel right in the airport in Vancouver. So we spent the night there, and so then we went the next day, and unfortunately the next day the flight was at around midnight. So we had all day, and David went to go visit a friend, and I just took advantage of the gym. They have a nice gym there. And then we went out for a nice dinner and then packed our stuff and then went to check in. Everything was checked in. This is like a midnight flight. And so everybody's there waiting in a lineup in their zones to board the flight to Australia. And then we saw all the, there was about 8 of the Air Canada staff all huddled at the desk, which was kind of unusual. I said to David, they're having like a group powwow, I guess. And they did have a group powwow because what happened was that flight was canceled. Again. The flight was canceled again. And so then they all shuttled us off to various hotels near the airport. And then we flew out. So by the time we got to the hotel was what time?
1:30.
It was 1:30 in the morning. And then we had an 8 o'clock in the morning flight. So we slept for a few hours and had to be at the airport for 5:30. So finally we get to the airport and we flew out as scheduled. It was a 14-and-a-half-hour flight. From Vancouver to Brisbane non-stop, 14 and a half hours. So, and this is how long we've been here now. This is our 3rd day, right? In Australia?
Tuesday, yeah, I think so.
It's, I think, our 3rd day. We're still acclimating. The jet lag was pretty intense. But I'll just say it's been, we've been acclimating slowly, thank goodness. Yesterday we went to, pardon me, the koala sanctuary. I took some footage Well, that will probably come at a later point in this video. But we leave Brisbane tomorrow for Sydney, and that's a flight, about an hour and a half flight to Sydney, and then we'll pick up another video in Sydney. But I'm going to do some recording here in Brisbane. It is hot, folks. It's supposed to be 29 today, and it's very humid here. So there's summer going into fall. Oh, there's a chocolate factory. So Brisbane, if you don't know, it's a city in Queensland, Australia. It's the capital and largest city in the state of Queensland. Brisbane has a population of around 2.7 million. And we're staying within the Brisbane Central Business District. It's very central, as you can see. So where we started the video, like this is where we're staying. It's sort of like the downtown hub. So everything's here. Restaurants, shopping, everything from high street to luxury, everything is here. And yeah, we've done a little bit of shopping, at least I have a little bit of shopping so far, just more essentials, things that I needed to get, but otherwise we're just enjoying walking around and appreciating Brisbane. And Brisbane is very, very touristy, not in a bad way, because sometimes touristy can be overwhelming and crowded, but it's comfortable, actually. It's quite comfortable. So as I mentioned, we're here for 2 months, February and March. So we're doing Australia and then New Zealand, and then we're spending a week or 10 days in Fiji. And then we're coming home. So yesterday we did visit the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. It's the world's oldest and largest sanctuary for koala bears. And it's home to over 100 koalas and 75 species of Australian native animals. So we also saw goats and we saw a raptor a raptor show. So this is a sanctuary, it's not a zoo. These are animals that have, for whatever reason, ended up in the sanctuary because they were injured or abandoned by a parent or kept as a pet, which we never should be keeping wild animals as pets. They're meant to be in the wild. So, they've come from various areas. And so we took a little bit of footage of that. Just had to see them and had to, contribute to the sanctuary. So, there's no place I would rather have been yesterday than with all those critters and my husband David. This is beautiful. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. Beautiful building. That's kind of a neat building too. That's interesting looking. Yeah, maybe we can go up, maybe later. I just want to show this piece of art. So we saw kangaroos. And this art installation has a little baby Joey. And the kangaroos so the animals that were in the sanctuary, at least the kangaroos and the goats and sheep, were human friendly because it's humans that are looking after them and enriching them. So yeah, we're doing this little walk, and then it says that that little map that we showed you has a few different walking routes. One thing we have to keep in mind, being in Australia, they drive on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side rather. The steering wheel is on the left-hand side. And our steering wheel in North America is on the right-hand side. That's what I said. I said the right-hand side is where the steering wheel is for us. And then you said no.
For here.
Anyhow, so not to confuse anybody, it's right-hand steering here. So when you cross the street, you do have to look to the left. Versus in North America, we have left-hand steering. So there's just a bit of drizzle happening right now. Yesterday it was when we were at the sanctuary. So we had to take a boat. It was about an hour, 10-minute boat ride. Do you remember, was it the Brisbane River that we went down, do you recall? Yep. It was the Brisbane River. And of course, following the shoreline, we were witnessing some rather exquisite, beautiful luxury homes, which would be typical, I think, in any place on the water. There are going to be some beautiful dwellings along the water's edge. So that took about an hour, 10 minutes, and then we were in the sanctuary for about 3 hours, and then there was the hour back to our destination. So to where we got boat, and that's where we got off, which was probably a 15-minute walk from our hotel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're seeing here is new to us. Maybe not new to some of you. Maybe some of you have already been here. And that's Queensland University right there. We're going down there. So we cut through this park. David's got the map and he's following the map, taking us on this walk. So one thing I didn't know about koalas, actually they're not called koala bears, they're technically just called koalas. And all my life I've called them koala bears, as I think a lot of people have, but they live off of eucalyptus. They live in eucalyptus trees and they consume eucalyptus. So when we were visiting the koalas, you could smell the eucalyptus before you even got there. So that was pretty special, and I do love eucalyptus. So we just came from that direction. Sorry, I don't know what direction we're walking in because of the clouds. I can't look up at the sun to see what direction we're in because the sun typically dictates what direction we're walking. But oh well. Oh, look at this beautiful canopy. Beautiful.
This is a banyan tree, I think.
A banyan tree?
A banyan tree. You know, remember the one
It does look like a banyan tree. I wonder if it actually is a banyan tree, but it does look like one, doesn't it?
The roots that are coming
You're
down
right. Yeah, and these are the roots. Cool. I have to stop saying cool, David. I'm not 15.
Neato?
Pardon me?
Neato? Rad?
Oh, Neato or Rat. Neato is kind of, what, 60s?
No, hello.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
You are in your 60s.
No, I mean 1960s. That's beautiful. I don't know what plant that is, but it's gorgeous. Yeah, so not cool. Maybe Nito doesn't work either. Rad is kind of that. That no,
Awesome.
that's dad speak. Rad is dad speak, isn't it? Rad's 1980s. Yeah. That's water. Is that water? Careful. Don't. It is water. Wow.
I was going to step on it.
Were you going to step on it? You would have gotten. It looks like a green, like a golf green almost. But it's like a moss. Looks like some sort of a moss.
It's water with lots of algae.
It's water.
Yeah, water with algae. So this is, look at these beautiful birds. Gorgeous.
This one.
And there's an art installation there. So it's not as hot as yesterday. At least there's a breeze. It was like so hot. Today is comfortable. I'm not sweating yet. And we've been out for about, what, 15 minutes? Not sweating yet. But with all the humidity, you know how that goes. So the good news is once we were on the plane, the flight was uneventful, just as we like it. And we did get some sleep, but not a normal sleep and not a consistent sleep. So this is a bucket list experience for David and I to be spending 2 months away from home and around the world, halfway around the world. So the good news too is, we packed under our weight limit just in case we want to bring some things home that might be a little weighty.
Just in case.
And but the other good news is that the places that we're staying at, the hotels and condos and Airbnbs that we're staying at, have in-house or in-unit washer dryer. Because there's no way we could live without washing our clothes, and going to a public laundromat is an option, but it's certainly not convenient. Oh, the sun's really coming out. So this is the circle. So do you want to show, can we just revisit that map again so we can show? So we've just done, can you hold it up, do you mind? Thank you. So we've just done this kind of circle here. Yeah. So we're right here right now. Okay. There we go. All right, and we are starting.
I think we're doing this. We're going to try and do that part.
Okay, so we're coming. We already did that loop. Now we're down here and we're going to be walking through there. Here we go. There's that beautiful building, I don't know, with the clock tower. Jaywalkers. Oh, there's jaywalkers, which the reason why we're pointing that out, because here we have noticed nobody crosses, no pedestrians is what I mean, no pedestrians or cyclists cross unless the light tells you to cross. So unlike Toronto for that matter, and New York for sure, everybody crosses against the light. But none of the pedestrians are doing that here. Guess they certainly are. They certainly have better manners than we do, right? They follow the law.
You're not doing very well. But anyway,
It's okay. We can make mistakes.
you can have it.
We can ad lib, yes. This is a walking tour. This is a walking channel for the most part. So this is for cyclists. Oh, they have pedestrians as well. Okay. So we have not walked this route at all. So bear with us as we may be stumbling our way through. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you saw the footage that I took while we were in Mexico with family over the holidays. I didn't film family because of the fact I didn't want to intrude on their privacy. But we all had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed the little walk that I did. And I hope everybody is doing well so far in 2025. Well, didn't I just say moments ago that people here don't jaywalk? And wouldn't you know it? As soon as I said that, automatic contradiction. People were jaywalking, or at least a person was jaywalking, or walking against the light. I guess jaywalking means that you cross in the middle of the road without a light, right? And doesn't mean the same thing as walking at a street light that's red and walking through that. So we were just over on that side. You can see where the rocked wall is. That's where we were walking. Then we sort of had to backtrack a bit to get the lights to cross over to this side because there were no crosswalks on this side. And we do want to try and follow the rules of the road, so to speak. This is a much better walking day than yesterday. I'm glad we didn't plan this walk yesterday because we would have been sweltering, David. There's a nice breeze happening, a little bit of overcast, so the sun is not totally beating down. This is Supreme Court of Queensland. Cool. Oh, I said it again. Rad. Interesting. Here we are. I'm waving to you guys. We're in shorts, everyone. So we left Toronto. Of course, there was snow. It was cold. But that morning, the morning that we left, so we left home at 10. But that morning, I did my regular walk. I thought, you know what, this is going to be the last time I'm going to be walking in snow, most likely, unless it decides to snow in April. And I needed to get my last snow walk in. Feels good being up super early in the morning, and the city is still quiet, and going for a walk. So nice. It makes me happy. Oh yeah, we have to cross here. See the arrows? We're on the left side. Versus back home, we would be standing that arrow at the crosswalk.
Currently, my assignment to do next year
So it is Tuesday, February 4th at 12:03, and I think back home it is, what is it, 16? It's still Monday. Yeah, it's still Monday. Yeah, I'm recording this on Tuesday, but in Toronto it is still Monday. No. You know, I mean, whenever we decide to quit walking is... we're going up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be kind of cool. We'll film through here. Now, this isn't the walk that talks about doing it at night, is it? This part?
No, not this part.
Okay. Because we wanted to try, and tonight we want to, David has to remind me, we need to walk on this side, not that side. We need to walk this side.
Like all these other people.
Like all these other people, yeah, that's right. They're walking on the wrong side, you guys. Yeah, so part of this walk that we showed you, this map, they recommend that part of the walk be done at night. Apparently it's supposed to be really nice at night. So if we're not too wiped out from the day, we plan to do a walk. Yeah, that's why people, I think, that's why people are walking on this side, because of the shade. That makes sense. This is a pretty rad pedestrian overpass. So the captain on the boat yesterday taking us to the koala sanctuary had a really thick Australian accent, and he was commentating and pointing out some interesting sights along our voyage, and yeah, some of it I didn't understand. It was in English, but with that fabulous Australian accent,
We need subtitles.
we needed subtitles, yeah. I mean, the Australian accent it's beautiful. It really is lovely.
And let's face it, Canadians are the only ones who speak without an accent.
Yeah, Canadians are the only one. I doubt that everybody would agree with you, David.
I think that's probably true.
We don't have an accent. Everybody else has an accent. So the fellow that picked us up from the airport the other day, when we were talking about, having to get used to everything being opposite to what we know as far as, walking and driving. And, because they are right-hand drivers, and he had the best cute little simple tagline, "We do things the right way." So that little double entendre, that was a dad joke, but it was true, right? I mean, they were on the right, they think they're right, they probably are right.
But we're on the right. Driving.
Suspicious person, Oh, how come you like this? You're not walking until this one.
So there's a bit of overcast.
It's ridiculous.
And some bursts of blue. The beauty of having these overcast skies, as I mentioned, it does help keep things a bit cooler. Mind you, it is very humid. So tomorrow we leave. We probably leaving the hotel at what, 10 o'clock you said? Something like that. And then an hour and a half flight to Sydney. So I'm really looking forward to Sydney because I'm really looking forward to, among other things, but seeing if we can get a tour of the Opera House. Or at the very least, if not inside, certainly the land that the Opera House sits on, because as you may know, it's just right there on the water's edge, and it's just such a iconic landmark for Australia. So you can see we're doing a bit of a loop-de-loop. Came from there, around, and down. So this is, I think, a good place to stop the video. What do you think, love? Or are we walking?
We're walking along the water.
Oh, we're walking, yeah, walking along the water for a bit.
We are.
Okay.
It's a good place to stop.
Is this where we caught the boat yesterday?
Yeah.
So this is actually where we caught the boat yesterday, and here is there's the library here, museum. Yeah, I don't know. I think this might be the library.
We've got the state library.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So this is we walked here the first day that we were here. We walked through here, and this is actually where we caught our boat yesterday, just down here. So this is as good a place as any to end this part of the video. See you in the next clip. Okay, everybody, we are on the 23rd floor of the Star Brisbane. So it looks like a fairly new construction, and this is like the sky view. It's a nice little walking area. I thought to bring you up here so you could see how beautiful it is here. A lot of restaurants here, but more importantly to see this beautiful view. So we started our video down there initially, and then we walked across this bridge here, this pedestrian bridge, and then made it all the way up here to the 23rd floor because I really wanted to show you how beautiful this is. We had dinner up here the other night. Sort of down further around there's a very nice restaurant that we had dinner and and we were able to look out over this beautiful view. And I didn't have my camera at the time, but I thought I need to bring you guys here to have a look. Now this is a tinted window, so hopefully it's not obscuring your view. Now this is this is the vertical part. The floor here right in front of me is, a glass floor. So I'm going to angle the camera down, but I'm not going to stay for very long because of the vertigo. I had to get off. Creepy. Okay. Kids have a really good time here. We noticed the other day they were playing and seeing how cool it was to look down to the street and see the cars underfoot. What a spectacular view. This has to be one of the nicest viewing spots in Brisbane. It's very busy here at night. Mostly, I think, for the dining experience because of the beautiful view. It was so beautiful here. Eating at night, seeing all the lights. So there's some formal There's at least one formal restaurant, and there is some bars, and then a little more casual eating areas, looks like. That looks like an office tower. Yep, there's workies in there, and I'm glad I'm no longer one. And these are the lifts that we came up. This is called the Sky Deck, and that's the lifts that we took to get up here. You had to get to the 4th floor, and then the 4th floor took us to the 23rd floor. And the rest of the building are residences and I think some commercial. Now right down there, hopefully the camera will pick it up. Let me just zoom in if I can. There we go. So you can see that water park, and that's actually sand. And so people are in there swimming and playing. And we think that it's a public park. But what a cool feature to have. It doesn't look like it's attached to like any condo unit. It's too big to be attached to any of those smaller low-rise buildings, but you know, never know. But yeah, we think we read somewhere that that is a public park. How fun is that? Okay, folks, I'll leave you here and see you in the next clip. Okay, several hours later, we are in the City Botanical Gardens. We're going to do a little walk through here before it gets super dark. And this last couple of clips are going to be our the end of our Brisbane visit. But I will put in the koala sanctuary at the end of this Brisbane video. But we thought we were on our way to see that last stretch of the walk. Do you want to just show them where we're going to go, love? David is carrying the map. So we are...
I'm going to do this bridge here. It's supposed to be nice at night.
That bridge right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just... There I am. Okay, here it is. Right there. So we're down here.
Okay.
Botanical Gardens, and then we're going to, they're supposed to be really cool, these lights through here are supposed to be really neat walking through that, over that bridge. But right now we're just going to do a quick little jaunt through the Botanical Gardens. So some lovely foliage here, very tropical, unlike what we have back home in Toronto. It smells nice here. Smells good. It smells fresh. Look at this beautiful tree. This tree is beautiful. What does it say here? The easy interpretation says ear tree. Mexico, South Africa. Look at it. I can only imagine how old this is. That's really nice. And look at those lights. That is Alice Street. So there's the City Botanical Gardens information, but they're closed up for the night, rightly so. These are These are pretty keen trees. Okay, I'm trying to get off cool. And I'm not going to use rad. I need a better word. Like keen is okay, but it's neato is kind of, it's kind of oldie, moldy. Was that a bat?
We're not taking our life in our hands.
David just said, I hope we're not taking our life in our hands as we come walking through here in the dark. Look at this beautiful, yeah, that's got to be a banyan tree, right? Wow. Can I just look on that side? I don't know if it's going to come through really because it's so dark. If it's going to come through on camera. But this is like so interesting. Look at how, these are roots actually that fall from the top to the ground. Look at how this branch has just come out. Look at them. Oh, I hope that it's picking up on camera. A little bit of light that is left. I saw him fly by, but he went, and yeah, he was really big. He went to one of the trees. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So it looks like motion sensor lights, which is public safety. Yeah, a nice public safety feature. We're going left. Okie dokie. Look at these old stone steps. Oh, yeah, it looks like some sort of lecture is happening. I don't know if the camera will pick that up just in there. You can see people sitting and there's someone with a full screen at the head of the class, so to speak. So when we last left you, when we concluded that first part of this walk, we went and picked up some goodies, and they have a Mrs. Fields cookies here. So we picked up some goodies, and of course I immediately ate my portion. David only had part of his portion. So that was my snack. Listen to all the birds. No talking for the next minute or two, so you can appreciate nature's sound. Look at that tree. Wow, that was quite musical there for a bit. This is like a lovely park, isn't it? And there's no fee. It looks like it's
Park,
yeah, it's like
oasis in the middle of the city.
an oasis in the middle of the city. You're exactly right. Wow, this is lovely for the public to enjoy. Oh, look at that bird just hanging right there. Oh, this might be a nice view, David.
Well, I think that's getting out of the kind of gardens of the river right there.
Oh, we can see, yeah. That's probably the river up ahead. We've not been here before, so this is new to us as it is to you. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. River Life, that signage right across. I wonder if the camera will pick that up. But we can't really see, so maybe we can turn around and go to where we need to go, or is this it? Oh, this is where we needed to go. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to pick up in a moment. You know what? We keep walking on the right side, and we have to walk on the left side, and we forget about that quite frequently. But look at this nice walkway. How beautiful this is. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, folks, I am going to turn off the camera until the next clip where we go over that lit bridge. Okay, we're going to now walk across Kangaroo Point Bridge. Here we are. We were at the Botanical Gardens here. Now we're walking here. And let's see where how far it takes us. And we can see across the way there's a beautifully lit bridge. We have to remember to walk on the left-hand side. You can see that bridge across the way. I don't think... Is it gonna? We don't know if that's gonna carry us to that bridge, do we? We don't know if... But we don't know if it's going to carry us to that bridge, right?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, so the map that we acquired from the hotel talks about this bridge, or this walk, and to do it at night, just because it's that much prettier. But this will be a lovely walk even during the day. Mind you, it's so hot here. There's really no shade from the sun walking this bridge. Well, there's a little bit here, actually. So maybe it is okay during the day, because it does get so hot here, folks. Really hot. So that side is for cyclists, and this side here is for pedestrians.
There's runners over there.
Well, they're probably just quickly going across just to avoid people, because there seems to be more pedestrians than there are cyclists at the moment. So any runners we see walking on that side probably want to pass all the pedestrians here. Now here's the city at night, folks. I'm just looking for the 5-star, David.
For the what?
The 5-star that we were at, or 5 point.
The Star?
No, you know the place where we were at earlier today? It was called...
The Star.
The Star, that's
It's way
it.
back
The Star. Oh, it's way back there somewhere. Okay. Ah, how lovely this city is. There's the waterway. There's the water taxis down there. And there is a nice point. Sorry, babe. There's a nice point here. There's the water taxi. That's the Rainbow Bridge, babe, right? So we're on the Kangaroo Bridge. And that's the Rainbow Bridge. Maybe this does connect.
I don't think so.
No?
Not according to the map.
Not according to the map? Okay. Would be pretty neato if it did connect. It'd be a great, this would be great for, well, it already is great for running. to do a run and then cross connecting bridges. That'd be really kind of fun, I would think. Something I would like if that were the case. A beautiful evening in Brisbane. It's probably what, 25, David, you think?
Yeah, maybe higher. Yeah.
You think it's because it's really
pretty
humid.
humid.
It's very humid. And you can see this is a very active, well utilized pathway. Perfect way to work off your evening meal.
You're supposed to walk under that bridge. So
We're supposed to walk on, oh, this bridge will
that
pathway.
bridge.
So this pathway will take us to a pathway underneath that
I
bridge?
think so.
Yeah, that looks like definitely vehicles on that bridge, right? Yeah, we don't want to walk up there when we have a lot of pedestrian pathways. Look at the puppy. Here's another vista point.
Excuse me? Sorry?
You can see right into people's apartments. Ooh, those are nice apartments. Very nice. So that's where we came from. Being a nosy neighbor. With all their lights on. This is really nice, isn't it, love?
Yeah.
The air smells different here. Doesn't smell as, if this makes sense, as heavy as it does in Toronto. Maybe because of the water, maybe? Or because Australia is surrounded by water. It smells different here. So, just going to zoom into the signs here. Oops. Okay.
How to get there? It's this direction.
Oh. Yeah, it says cycling and walking. Just looks like a regular sidewalk now. Rather old sidewalk.
We should cross. We have to jaywalk here.
We have to jaywalk here. Uh-oh. We're jaywalking. Oh, here it is. This is the path right here. Here's the connection. This is not it. This is all cycles. Oh, here's the, it's not?
It's pedestrians.
But on this, oh yeah, it's on the other side. Why is that? Okay. I guess there are more cyclists than there are pedestrians through this stretch, I wonder.
We'll go faster, that's for sure.
Yeah, can certainly go faster. Okay. We have to jaywalk again? So, just gotta watch for cyclists. I'm filming our shadows. Oh, look at that nice pool right there. Oh, that is nice. Yeah. I think if you lived here, it's almost a requirement that you live near a pool. They're playing on a green. It's grass, yeah. Look at. Is it grass? Yeah. You know, it looks like grass, David. Oh, maybe. Okay, folks, I think that we've probably passed the part of the walk that I wanted to experience with you. So until the next clip, see you in a bit. So we couldn't find a pathway up there, and I didn't want to take stairs, so we are walking. We followed the pathway that it told us to go to, but we couldn't find a connection to, well, we could find a connection to that bridge up there, which is the Rainbow Bridge, but again, there was a ton of stairs and wasn't interested in taking a ton of stairs. So we are just walking along this parkway. And I just want to show you how lovely downtown Brisbane looks all lit up at night. Now, if you look way up, I'm just going to stop for a minute, David. If you look way up there, right there, that looks like it's an open terrace. Looks like an open terrace with the lights. Looks beautiful. Yeah, this is a popular park here. Somebody's having a little party. How nice is that? There's something so soothing walking along the water in a lovely park. There's another water taxi. Well, it's more like a water bus. It's not like a private, like a taxi is. It's like a bus, I guess. So here is a map. And David's the map guy. So it's hard to say where we started.
Way down here.
Way down there. Oh yeah, the botanical. And now we're up here. So we crossed over. Now we're up. Okay. Captain Burke Park. Kangaroo Point Bikeway. Okay. Continue on our journey. It's such a nice evening. Okay, we're here at Holman Street, City Ferry. Oh, this is City Ferry Terminal. Oh. Brisbane Ferry Network Path. So we're here.
Mm-hmm. So if we want to take the ferry, we have to do this and then take F1 to the North Key.
Do you feel like taking a ferry?
Oh, I'd love so.
You want to check it out and see whether we can do that?
Sure.
Okay.
There's a ferry,
I know. Okay, we're going to see if we can get onto the ferry, and if so, we will take you along. But I'm going to turn off the camera for now. All right, so we did get onto the ferry. And we're only doing this because we want to experience a ferry ride.
No, you just touch it. That finalises the transaction.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we just have to, because we're transferring from one ferry to another, right?
I just think it's cool.
So this bridge this ferry just took us over from that side of the water. I don't know if the camera will show it from that side. Sorry, to this side. And then we take another ferry, we transfer to another ferry to take us down the waterway. Well, everybody, this is the end of the Brisbane leg of our journey here down under, and we're back at our hotel. This is our little balcony. That's inside of our rather messy room. We have a little kitchenette, and it's quite comfortable and cozy, but here is the view from our balcony. So I'm going to add in a bit of the koala sanctuary. And I'll see you in the next video. They're sitting in eucalyptus trees. That's what they feed off of, and you can smell actually the eucalyptus. This guy's pretty buried in here, but you can see his cute little foot. So there's all kinds of, not all kinds, I don't know how many. Oh my, how did you get out? How did you get out? Wow, kangaroo. Oh my goodness. So this is a sanctuary and it has many animals here that are protected. So it's not a zoo. It is a sanctuary. Oh my goodness, look at that. Am I in your way, little one? Let me stay out of your way. I think he wants to get in, actually. I don't want to block his path.
Can you touch him? Oh my god.
Oh, there's another guy. Wow.
Which is what we're so keen to show you this morning. So simply what that means, with that natural herding instinct, everything inside of her is telling her to basically position herself on the opposite side of those sheep. Now, Tasha sent her out on what we like to call a class. So this is where she's followed that fence line all the way around until she locates the sheep. Now that she's located those sheep, she's going to work really hard at getting them to work together. And what you notice is she'll start to do a left and right motion behind those sheep. And basically, if she runs straight in a straight line right behind those sheep, she's going to scatter them into different directions. So once she gets them into the mob, like once they're all together, she'll start moving in a left and right motion. And basically what this is going to do is keep them in a nice tight group mob. So because the sheep are really interested in grazing at the moment, she's going to work really hard to get them back together. So this can get a little confusing sometimes because she wants to get one mob moving, and then once the other mob gets moving, they'll stop and then she wants to go and get the other one and vice versa. So Tasha will give her some tips on how to get them back together. She works really well there. So you'll see her look up behind the sheep and just ask for a bit of reassurance from Tasha. These sheep that are in our show today, these guys have been lost for a few months now, so they're very, very quiet, and they're sometimes a little reluctant to stop their daily activities of grazing, but she's got them moving nicely now. So this herding behaviour or natural balance, we also like to call it, this is really helpful and handy if we're just moving our sheep in a really big open paddock, because what it means is Cash doesn't actually have to say too much to flirt at all. She can just walk along and flirt will just keep those sheep on balance. So that behaviour is really helpful and handy, but when it does come time for us to move our sheep through an open gateway, or an obstacle like you see out here in our paddock, we can't rely on that balance because it would mean that Tash would have to position herself right in the open gateway, and then she's going to have all those sheep coming over the top of her, which is not very helpful also. So Flirt is so smart, she actually knows her left from her right. So Tash is going to ask her to go clockwise around those sheep, and then also anti-clockwise. Good girl, huh? Very clever girl.
Wow,
so
very clever.
She's using a combination of voice cues, hand signals, whistles, and even the way she's facing her body can communicate to Flirt what direction she's going to ask her to take those sheep. So when you see Tash come up to that first obstacle, she can tap her body off to the side of that open gateway, Flirt can put the pressure on where it's needed and move those sheep through those obstacles just like that. So very helpful and handy to have a dog like Flirt helping you move your sheep. Now, here in Australia, we are one of the world's largest producers of wool. We export to over 50 different countries all around the world. Now, we've been producing wool here in Australia for about 200 years. And currently out there on our farms, we're actually housing over 75 million sheep just here in Australia. So that's a lot of sheep to have on our farms. Now, each and every single year, all of those sheep do need to come down from the very large paddocks that they're housing to receive their annual haircut. And that's where dogs like Flirt here have become a really important animal to have helping us out there on those farms. It's actually said that a good working dog can in fact do the work of about 3 to 5 human workers. Now, for this reason, good quality and well-trained working dogs do sell regularly at auctions.
Wow, I don't know. Hopefully the camera will pick him up. He's camouflaging so well. Look at the size of that beautiful, beautiful animal. And look at the claws. So gorgeous, that little baby. Hi, beauty.
Get it out of the way. That actually reduces the risk of her having Australia, especially in the more open parts of our country. And you do see a wedgie. Very, very cool. So I think Omega's landed. Oh, here's Hans in the jacket. Go, Omega, you can do it.
Hi,
Whoa,
beauty.
blown off with the gust of wind there. As I was saying, guys, it's really, really gusty out there. If you guys think where we are at ground level is quite gusty, it's 10 times worse up in the sky for these guys. And believe me or not, Omega is quite a light raptor. So when it comes to our raptors, here we go. You can do it. Give them a round of applause.
Wow.
I actually understand the clapping means that they've done the right thing. That was awesome. They were half the size of a female.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
my goodness.
And with a wingspan rather of just about 2.5 to 3 meters, whereas a female would be double everything. So about 5 kilos, 3 meter wingspan. Very, very large bird that we have on the stage if he was a lady. So Omega did such a good job to navigate his way to stage because he is so light in the scheme.
Oh my gosh.
That means he does get blown around by the wind a fair bit, and it's very, very dusty up there today.
Well, here's the dingo on the other side, and that's his roommate, or her roommate. They are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.